What is going on, everybody? Today, as you can see, we're in the Model X and we're taking a look at a non-beta software update with some pretty cool features. And we're going to look at the software update before this as well, mostly because of Waypoints, and we don't have that on beta yet. And it's pretty nice. I haven't used it a ton, but I want to try it out some more today and show that to you. So first, let's talk about this first update we just got. And apologies, I don't have a way to actually record the screen in the Model X, so I'll be pointing the camera at the screen, but we'll try to make it as good for you as we can here. So let's check out this update. So as you can see here, we just were updated to 2021.44.5. The beta release is much behind this 44 number, which is why it's missing some of these newer features. So first up, if we go into the release notes here, you can see we have minor fixes for 2021.44.5. So not a big deal here, but one thing this did introduce that people are talking about is the car can now detect your tread wear on your tires just via software, which is very cool. Now, I guess this works because as a tire wears, it's a different size and then it rotates at a different speed. So the car can tell you either need new tires, or if one tire is rotating at a different speed than the other tires, your tread is off. You might need to go in for a tire rotation or something like that. So very cool of Tesla to add this, and you'll just get that little message popping up if it's necessary. We have driver profiles. Each driver can now have their own individual work and home addresses. So really good, especially for work if you share the car and go to different jobs, but also for home addresses. That's kind of interesting, but you never know. Maybe you have different homes that each person wants to go to, and you can just do that by changing it while you're in your profile. Of course, up here at the top, you can click your profile and we can each have our own settings there. Add a stop. This is the big one. So now there are waypoints, and I will show you this in a minute, but on the map, you put in your destination that you want to end up at, and then before you leave, you click other places that you want to stop at on the way. So we will be testing that out and driving with that. Okay, so we're about to head out. I'm going to get set up here. Apologies if the camera angle isn't the best. I have not done a filming video yet in the X, but I will do my best to get kind of the screen and the outside so you can kind of see everything. But let's check out these waypoints, which is super exciting. Okay, so we're heading out, trying the multiple waypoints here on the map. And you can see here we have two destinations we want to get to. And so first the car is going to take us to our first one and then take us to our second one over there. And I took a wrong turn before I started recording here, and the car rerouted perfectly fine. It didn't have any mess ups. It kept both of our destinations. So that was really good. All right, so I kind of messed up and I didn't hit record when I thought I was recording. But before I started this portion of the drive, I attempted to add a bunch of different routes, and I think I got up to 14 or 15 different destinations on the map, and I just kept adding them. There were no slowdowns. It didn't mess up at all, and it just added all the destinations. Now, I did take a picture of all those different destinations, so I couldn't find a limit. I went up to 15. I don't think many people would have much more than that. But the really cool part about that, and why a lot of Tesla owners wanted these waypoints, is at each destination, it will tell you how much battery percentage you will have left when you get to each of those destinations. And so, you know, if you know that there's charging at one of your destinations and it says you're going to get there with 10% or something, you can be like, oh, okay, well, that's fine to be at 10% at that part of my day because I'll just plug in when I get there. So it's a really nice feature, and I'm glad Tesla has added it. And I even had a supercharger stop in there. I missed another turn, so let's see. It'll reroute us. Very good. And so you can see that doesn't mess up our route or anything like that. But I added a supercharger stop as one of my 14 or 15 stops, and it assumed, I don't know if it put it in there because I had so many stops or just since I added the supercharger, it assumed a 5-minute charge. And so it said I would get to my destination that was after the supercharger with more percentage battery because it assumed I would be charging for 5 minutes. So that is a really handy feature when you're going to be busy, have a busy day, and have a lot of different stops to help you plan out your driving and charging and your battery percentage and all of those things. Now, one thing that's a little strange that I wanted to add is it puts your destinations in reverse order. Say you're routing home and you add a destination, no big deal. It'll put it in the middle of that drive, so you'll stop there before you go home. But if you add 2 more destinations, let's say you add A and then you add B, it's first going to take you to B and then take you to destination A. If you have multiple stops on the way to your final stop, you have to add them in the reverse order of what you actually want to do. All right, so here we are about to arrive at the first stop on our 2-stop waypoint trip. And I would assume it will just navigate us to our next destination once we're here. So let's see, I'm going to park as if I got to my destination. It hasn't updated anything yet. And I'm not sure if maybe we're not close enough to that pin, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to get out of the car and I'm going to come back in and see if it'll have us at our next destination then. Okay, so getting back into the car. Yeah, so it automatically, I got out and got back in, and it has now navigated us to our second destination. So that's perfect. That's exactly what you would do. Normally, you would get out, do whatever you're doing, and go to the next one. So now it's going to navigate us over there. So very cool. I mean, that's great. And if we click this, let's see, we can just add another stop here. We can go to the Kroger, and just like that, it now has us going to Kroger first before our last destination. So, you get to, wherever you were going to go, and you say, oh, wait a second, before I end up at home or whatever, I need to stop at Kroger. So you just click this button up here. You can add wherever you want to go, and that is really awesome. So overall, hope you enjoyed this one. Really great update. Can't wait to get this on beta and have it just go to each destination. That would just be perfect if it would just continue through each one, but we'll see. I'm sure it's coming soon. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I will talk to you down there, and you will see me in the next video.
So Autopilot and I are happily driving along